I'm making the room public. Are we ready?
Because you're very tall, right?
There we go. Room public.
As Nicolas Cage would say, let's go.
Why would you say that?
On at 67.
No. That movie's terrible.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome, everybody.
Boys.
My goodness.
Welcome to the stream. This is Notorious RBG here. I'm sort of moving away from everybody so we can hear. Notorious RBG here, going to be streaming the Q&A. If you're in the Discord, welcome. Thanks for watching. Post your questions in the event channel, and I will try to get them to the devs. They're going to be calling on me once every couple of questions. So we're going to try and get this to more than just the people that are immediately in the room.
All right. Welcome, everybody.
So,
Welcome
yep,
to
there we
the
go.
Q&A.
Thank you very much.
Hello, you are the best.
So we're gonna.
Go to the back. You are the best of the best.
Thank you. Quiet down. We're gonna take.
Go to the back if you're going to be super tall.
Fantastic game.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We're gonna take questions from hand. So if you're not asking a question, just keep quiet so we can hear the answers to the questions. We've got T-Money, Cloud, and John here to answer all your questions about the new Pirate Quest or anything else you want to talk about, Rec Room wise. Let's go ahead and get started. Deadly Potato, you get your hand up there.
Alright, for the new Pirate Quest,
Thanks,
will there
Lisa.
be any other ranged weapons, such as, like, guns or something, like a musket or something?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll take your question in just a second, but let's do introductions in case anybody doesn't know these folks.
Okay.
Go for it, John.
Let's start with the crowd favorite, T-Money. What do you do, T-Money?
I thought BeeBoz was the crowd favorite. I do concept art, so I draw all the pictures before it gets into cool 3D stuff like this. Woo!
What about Mr.
Yeah.
Cloud?
I'm like the drummer.
I do a lot of the art and art direction for the game.
Woo! Woo!
Hi everybody, my name is John. I'm designer for Quest and Rec Room stuff, and happy to take any questions you have today. We wanted to have Josh, the programmer for Quest, on today, but he is occupied.
Somebody's talking to me. So John, you want to answer the question about ranged weapons? And I've got somebody out here trying to tell me something.
Yeah. So who had the ranged weapons question?
Deadly potato.
All right, Deadly Potato. Absolutely, we're interested in more ranged weapons. We're going to see how much the different types of enemies you get and the melee weapons, how those match up together, and then as we play the game, we'll feel out a need. Do we need to add extra variety? But you know, we're going to try all kinds of stuff, and it'll be a surprise whatever makes it in there.
All right, another hand. All right, let's go. Clumsy Deer. What's your question?
All right, so I have a question. Have you, while in the development, do you have any stuff that you plan to get in the put in the game, but it was scrapped for reasons or change or stuff like that in development?
Clumsy Deer is asking, what are some things that we worked on that didn't make it into the game that we had to
All
scrap?
kinds of stuff. So many things.
For example?
Oh, I can't think of one at the moment. But
Go-karts?
everything I want to do basically doesn't make it in, and everything everybody else wants to do.
If anyone's been to a Q&A with Gribbly in the past, he's brought up the go-kart prototype we did. I designed a few tracks for it. We built a cart, and at the time, we were having fun at the office, but it was also making us very, very sick. So there's definitely a home for racing game in Rec Room at some point, but go-karts wasn't the right fit at the right time.
Any other examples? Cloud, you got an idea?
We always have like a million ideas for Quest, and there's only so much time that we can get it all done in, so there's always something that gets cut. And we just try to figure out what is the most fun that we can have in the time that we have. So it kind of whittles down to like the best ideas that we have. So there's always more that we want to do, but inevitably every few weeks we have to cut something.
Oh, I got a good one. I built 4 laser tag maps that we scrapped the first 3 all the way to the one that's out there today. So we built laser tag maps, tore them down, didn't do any art for them, played on them, but didn't ship any of those other ones.
Also, Cloud, your mic sounds amazing. I don't know what you're doing. It sounds great.
All right, let's go to another question. This one from P-Dog.
Hey guys, I was wondering if eventually there's ever going to be plans to like make it where people can make their own custom quests, or if that's never in the plans.
So P-Dog is asking if there's ever going to be the ability to make your own quests in the game.
I think, can we talk about the thing? Has Gribbly talked about that thing?
We don't know what you're talking about.
Oh,
I don't know what you're
that
talking
sounds
about.
pretty good.
The
thing sounds good.
Eric's working on.
Sure. Yeah, why not?
Okay.
I mean, we could.
I
could save
think
it for
he's talked
Gribbly.
about it
I think-
already.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. So then we're working on some, or we're all working on some for MakerPen stuff and for UGC and custom rooms, like a logic box, like do this then that kind of game programming, quote unquote.
Oh, so you're implementing Scratch?
Essentially, yeah, a really simple version of it, obviously, for what we can do here in VR. And but yeah, so essentially, long-term plans, you should be able to make kind of anything, including your own, like room to room. Like you already have doors and stuff, so then making an enemy or something should be pretty simple. So yes, a hard maybe.
I would say that.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's definitely a ways off.
Yeah, it's a ways off for sure. Yeah.
But anything you get to play and see and enjoy in Rec Room is a candidate to go into our open sandbox
Customizable.
system.
Yeah.
It's really just a matter of when we can get it into a shape that's usable for you guys.
Yeah, I would say,
VotaVader.
like out of all of our activities, our goal with UGC is to allow you guys to make the same activities. So that is a goal
Or
that we
better
have.
ones.
It's going to take a while to get there.
Or better. The same word better.
Or better, yeah. You guys got better ideas than we do. Especially with all your MakerPen stuff. It's been incredible.
Yeah, seriously,
gosh.
that's just amazing.
All right, let's go to the next question. Is that Ethan over there has a question?
Yep. Okay. You guys are thinking about having like downloadable content on 3D pins. So if someone made something on a 3D pin, you could download it and have it in your own world, like objects, basically, on 3D pins.
So are we thinking about making 3D pen objects so you can download them and save them and move them
Yeah.
from room to room?
Like a community full of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who wants to take
Yeah,
that
yeah, I can take that one.
Yeah, VotaVader's on the UGC team for us.
So we definitely have that in the pipeline. We want like the next tick of the clock of like saving stuff. You can now save rooms. Next thing is like you can save objects, and we want to kind of solidify the Rec Room object paradigm, and that you can share it and you can save it and take it to other rooms, modify it, revamp it, trade it again, etc. So yeah, definitely something we want to do.
We're here to Milady.
What? She just got in. Okay.
Is there a possible way to actually give corners on like the squares and that kind of thing? Because when we're building, that would be nice. Or a color wheel would be great too. More colors.
Okay.
So Milady's asking, can we get corners and colors? More colors and corners for shapes.
That's funny.
So what do you mean by corners for shapes? Do you mean like
Okay,
I have a
like,
cube
you
and
know
I
when
like
you-
cut corner off?
Yeah, you know how when you make a like say a square right now, if you make it bigger, the corners start disappearing. They're not actual corners; they're rounded off.
Oh right, yeah.
And when I'm building like my big items, I have to make another piece and kind of shove it in there and hope it lines up perfectly.
I
'cause
did it!
even with the grid, it still doesn't always work.
I got back.
It's
Okay.
I'm
like
in.
a centimeter off, and my OCD kills me.
Please be
I
quiet.
actually have like an actual
Sorry.
corner, like a pointed corner where it's like they round.
Yeah,
Like,
Ryan.
have you ever
Yeah,
make
Ryan. Yeah, Cloud.
Want them more edgy or less edgy?
No, like
More
I
edgy.
want this.
More
like
edgy,
this.
okay.
Yes. Because
Okay,
like right now, like I said, when they're small, we get corners. We get actually decent corners. But when you're saying like a floor and you bring it out, it starts cutting off like this instead of being a point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, Cloud is more particular about this than I am. Like for me, the ideal would be like everything's a cube. That would be super easy for me. But
I can talk about that a little bit.
yep. Go ahead.
Part of that is like maintaining the Rec Room aesthetic, and kind of like giving you the shapes that we use. We're modeling and making a lot of the quests and our assets. So we want to maintain that like the things you make in Rec Room look and feel like Rec Room. And part of the artifacts of large object scaling that you're encountering right now is like those corners and roundedness does not hold up at large scales. Anything beyond like, a meter, it starts to break down. So something we'll probably look into in the future is like, how can we
Scaling,
procedurally generate these meshes to be like, to conform and look like you can make like a really big pyramid and like you'd still have the same kind of beveling that you would have on a much smaller one. So you'd still be able to get like a massive structure, but like the edges would still be slightly rounded on a much smaller scale than meters. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we won't be shaving with square electric razors anytime soon.
All right, let's go to the next question.
Wait, let's take one from
What?
Discord first. Let's take one.
All right, yeah, let's. So Notorious is taking questions from Discord for us, so we're gonna get one from Discord. What do you got?
All right, I got a question from Rich Menace 94. He's just wondering if there is going to be a PS4 Pro patch for the PSVR version, and if not, currently, are you planning on releasing one?
So the question from Discord is there going to be a PS4 Pro patch? Is that correct?
Yes, that's what he said. Which I believe is a patch to make it so that the performance is higher on the higher performance PS4 Pro device.
I see.
Versus the PS4, which is slightly lower performance.
Does anyone have any thoughts on that?
Hopefully, Rich can correct me
no
if I'm
idea.
wrong.
So we don't currently have plans for specific things that we want the PS4 Pro to have as opposed to the normal PS4. But we're always looking for performance improvements for all platforms. So if we find something that we can definitively make performance better for PS4 players that are on PS4 Pro, we might consider it. We're not sure, to be honest.
Yeah, we want performance to be better across all PSVR platforms. As a sort of bottom line. Yeah. All right. Let's take a next question. Dino Man, your hand's been up for a while. Go for it.
Okay. So for the new quest, there's fish that are found on the shelf that are expected to be able to be picked up and thrown. Is that something that may come in the future?
What things on the shelf?
I would definitely stay tuned. And I would say they are not quite finished. Get it?
Is the question will you go to pick up more of the stuff in Pirate Quest?
Fishness?
Fishness?
Oh God.
I watched a few streams last night, and every stream I watched, people reach into that refrigerator and try to grab the stuffed fish. And I will take seriously the fact that people were disappointed by that.
I was disappointed.
And we may or may not already have some sound effects for them.
I have a question.
Can I hear what those sound like? Can you give me a little...
John,
Can you emulate them?
Imagine a piece of ham traveling at a high velocity.
That was my next question.
Really?
Can I put a ham inside a...
Is that how y'all made the sound effect?
Yes.
We will not comment on that.
You already told me yes.
Very slow.
We got an alleyway in the back that we just...
That's a good question.
Throw him.
All right, let's take the next one. All right, Malcolm, what do you got for us?
So I was wondering, you guys have like laser tag and paintball. Is there any like plans for the future for like a quest like PvP swords and crossbow type?
Okay, Malcolm was asking, are we going to do a PvP swords and crossbows and bows and arrows version?
Actually, if you make a custom room right now, you can set it to paintbow.
Okay.
And you can actually play paintball with bow and arrows, like right now, in any of the paintball maps.
You just need to create a custom room and not set it to sandbox, and then you can play the regular games, but with your like own settings. So you can set the weapons that you want people to start with, etc.
Can they be swords?
We don't have swords in there yet, right?
No, we don't have melee PvP.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be really hard to hit a player with a sword because they could teleport.
We had it. We made a prototype like a while back. Remember that we had like a paint sword.
Oh, the paint sword.
Yeah, it was super weird. With people teleporting around and like you would teleport through someone and hit them and.
What is that prototype?
I could see adding crossbows though.
Aren't crossbows
and
there?
wands and stuff? I don't know.
Yeah, crossbows,
So
wands.
prototype means they experimented with it, but they didn't end up doing it.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly.
All right,
So
next
that's
question.
an example of something that got cut.
Yeah.
Well,
Boo in the back. What do you got for us?
Sweet. So what I think.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome. So I've heard a lot of complaints about people about you guys patching that whole exploit where people can shoot twice in one go.
Mm-hmm.
It actually made me think like, could it be a possibility to, since for the quest lines, to make it so that you can unlock abilities, kind of, and have something like that be like a high tier thing that you can unlock?
Okay, Boo is asking, might we ever do a quest where you can unlock abilities? For example, to like shoot twice with a bow, like the thing we just patched to fix. Don, what do you think about that?
So first off, in regards to Bowgate 2018, or I don't know if anybody goes on Discord or Reddit, but Gribbly did a good job of jumping on there. But I'll just say it in the group. The reloader stuff and the bow stuff was all unintended side effects of us working on the new pirate quest, and that's kind of the foundation of quests are shifting out from underneath us as we build them. So credit to Josh, our dev, for keeping all that stuff together, even as we're tearing it apart and rebuilding. So that's a great thing about, like, we don't have a test department, and we test as well as we can, but definitely stuff slips through our vision. And you guys, thanks for getting on there, letting us know. It's a super important one, so we patch it up. Let's see, what else?
Would we ever do a quest? Yeah,
I think that's great. It hasn't happened yet. It's not planned for right now, but I think that it is something that comes up again and again, and surely it's fun to unlock things and have them apply to your runs. I would say in terms of implementation, expect they would probably be along the lines of, we as a group can do this thing, rather than this person can fire the mega super rocket launcher and everybody else can't.
Okay, cool.
But also, if you have good ideas for things that you would want to play to unlock, please share them with us. That'd be awesome.
Sure will.
Notorious, anything else from Discord?
Oh yeah. Let me get up to the stage, please. Thank you. So we got a question from Audio, aka Dat Voice Guy. Pretty common question, not gonna lie. He's wondering if there is an estimated release date for the Pirate Quest.
Oh.
Our question.
I think
Is there an estimated release date for Pirate Quest? Is the question.
Estimated soon.
Soon, TM.
To keep it mysterious, it's a really funny answer, but the real answer is
I think it's
single-digit number of weeks.
Ooh.
What is
Power Quest?
that could still
Better
be
not be
anywhere
between
2 and 9.
Oh, okay.
9 weeks.
All right. Milady. Okay.
What?
Okay, yeah, go ahead, Milady.
He wants to know if we can make resizable the eraser boards, like resize them to make them bigger.
Okay, so Bluna's asking if we can make the whiteboards and the sticky notes and such resizable, so we can make them bigger and smaller. Who wants to take that?
I think VotaVader should take that one.
Yeah, sure. I think it's possible. And there's different like levels of difficulty to that. Like one is you can draw on it and then just resize it and never draw on it again. That's like much easier to do than make a huge thing that you can draw on, because these things under the hood are basically images that are being streamed to each player. So like the bigger we make a whiteboard or something like that, the bigger the images you have to send to every player, like every frame that you're drawing. So just making a whiteboard the size of that, like that wall, and making it drawable would be much harder.
A series of grids that it was just looked like.
I mean, it's the same thing. You just have to send 5 or 6, like,
right. So
but it's like we always want to make tools for you guys to get creative, and so if we see enough of a demand for it, we'll make it work. We'll make it work.
All right, Castle, what's your question for us?
So for the new quest, I noticed with the demo, and this is probably a really common question, but I noticed with the demo you can only have 3 players. Are you expecting to have 4 players in the new quest, or is it going to stick with 3?
Okay, Castle's asking if the quest is going to stay 3 players like it is in the demo, or is it going to go to 4 players like the other quests are? John?
So the 3 decision was something that came really late, and is a really unscientific and squishy reason we did it. We built the quest, we tested a bunch as 4, but after work one day earlier this week, it was Gribbly and Bilal and me, and we played through, and almost died 5 or 6 times. Bilal saved me like 3 or 4 times. It was this really turbulent thing, and we just barely got through on our 3rd try, and Bilal took his headset off. He said, I just feel like I want to hug you guys. And we all laughed. And my unscientific thought was, I think I had more fun playing with 3 people than I would with 4. And part of that is, with 3 players, the scope of my responsibilities in the group was bigger. It was higher stakes when one person went down. So we just had a ton of fun playing as 3, and I wanted to share that with you guys. I think now is a good time to try it and see what you guys think.
Okay, so you're not planning on keeping it that way?
Maybe not.
We don't have a concrete plan. We just wanted to see what you guys thought of it and get you to play it.
Well, I know that for the majority of the people, I've talked to, we would rather have 4 people, just because people normally play in pairs, and having like more people in that quest just makes it more fun. And then if you did like the invite mode only, you could do a 3 mode or a double mode or a solo mode. Just having the option for 4 rather than just 3 being limited would be more enjoyable in my opinion. But thank you.
When you're not the greatest at quests. And if you had 4, you got more backup to actually be able to assist you when you're really learning how to do it. I mean, there's some of us that are like amazing at quests and just can fly through it like it's nothing, but you got the new people and they're kind of like, what am I doing? And they're kind of running around with their heads cut off.
I suppose you could always choose to play with 3, right? Like at any time, you could just do that.
Well, no, you can't.
You can't choose to play with 3 people, and that's it?
No, unless you're private. Unless you're private.
Game you can.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right, next question. Let's go over to Noctato.
You can just call me Noct. Yeah. I have a question from myself and a question from a friend that can't get in because it's full. So I'm gonna just ask the question from my friend first. He wants to know if there will be like a blog / like group chat thing. He like wants those 2 things. So like a personal, like you can write a description about yourself and your profile, and like a group chat for people who can't talk, like Jay Bluna, like which you can say to everyone. And then a question from myself is, the welcome map is a new thing where players can spawn, but could we get like a red team and a blue team spawn, like for custom game modes? Because the only way you can die is in paintball, but not in like a soccer field or park or anything. So if you want to make a custom map, then
So the 2 questions were, one, we have a welcome map now in custom games. Could we have 2 versions of the welcome map for different teams? And the second question was,
it was a blog / group chat thing. Yeah, bio and then group chat, like where everyone can like talk. you know.
Are you thinking for the website or for?
Oh, for in-game, like when someone clicks on your profile, like, oh, why do I want to friend this guy? Let me read what he has to say about himself.
Okay.
Like, I'm an artist or whatever, you know.
So for the, I can take a swing at the bio one. So we've definitely talked about the having a description of yourself for the website for RecNet as something we want to add there. I could totally see that also coming back to Rec Room being on your profile there. So it's definitely something we're thinking about. Yeah. How about for the welcome mats? What are we thinking about there?
So actually, the plans for that were there before the welcome mats. We just haven't gotten around to it. But yeah, like spawn points for players are definitely high up on our list for things we want to add to like sandbox mode. So you can start to make your own games and spawn the players wherever you want them to be and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's definitely in the plans.
All right.
Thank you.
Let's get another one from Discord. Go ahead, Notorious.
All right, I got another question from RichManish94. Are there any thoughts about perhaps adding global controls to the custom rooms to have people change things like the time of day or the weather or things like that? Because I remember the park changed from summer to winter, and that was awesome. Are there any plans in the future to move that to our control?
Okay, Discord is asking, are we going to give some global controls to custom rooms like weather or time of day?
I got that one.
Yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, I mean, weather, we have no plans currently for weather. Time of day is pretty high on our list. So the first step in that is probably like, here's morning, here's noon, here's evening, here's nighttime. And then like the second turn of that is like more slices of time in between there.
I really want to do 727.
Yeah, we don't have 727 yet, but we do have 730. So you're in luck for that one.
Well, that's just not going to do it.
So we want to do it. We have it's a little more investment on our end. So, but I foresee that coming in the future. Yep.
We've also talked about other lighting options, right, Cloud, for like a space like this, giving some lighting options.
Yeah. So yeah, we've talked about some stuff we hear, like turning down the lights in the lounge and these kind of spaces, and what that would look like. So that's also on the roadmap. Those are two separate things. One's the environment, and the other one is per room lighting.
Cool. All right, let's go to Ethan.
Oh, okay. So, this is probably to make it easier for the builders, but one thing that I come into the problem with is sort of whenever I'm trying to group stuff together, you have to do it singly. I was saying just to suggest like a box so you could add one. It's like a just a square, but it's like transparent, and that will group the whole thing together. That's in the square that you do. Because
Like
for
a
me,
selection
whenever
tool?
I build stuff, yeah, no, like instead of having the selection tool, I have it like a box to where you can highlight it all of that you want
Right,
to.
right. A
and then,
highlight tool. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, so Ethan's making a suggestion of like a transparent box that you would drag and highlight a bunch of items at the same time to select them all.
and then you could
VotaVader.
copy and paste easier.
Yeah, so we're discussing a bunch of different paradigms for multi-selecting stuff. I did try like a quick, box select type thing, but it doesn't always work because you have basically like a meter in front of you in which that's effective. So if you're building like a ship or something, you still won't be able to grab a lot of stuff in there. So unless you're building like right here in front of you, but it might be one of the approaches we go with. But we're also trying other ones. On a new grouping, general grouping feature in which you can have like multiple selections of stuff, not just one like we have now. So yeah, we're revamping that whole thing, and we're definitely going to try different things for multi-select.
All right.
And there's one more thing. Can I say it real fast? Or do you want to?
Sure, go ahead, Ethan. Yeah.
So most of the worlds that I go on, if it's a beach, it's usually over there because there's just one world at Hawaii, and it's just do you think there will be extra worlds that are like preset instead of having to go on this and get a giant platform and put it out there and decorate it?
So is the question, do you think we'll have more spaces like the park and the performance hall and the lounge and,
Like
and more
have a
spaces
beach.
like that? Sure,
Yeah,
a
and stuff
beach
like that.
space, for example. Do we have any plans, Terrence or T-Money or Cloud, any plans to make some new spaces?
I think
love
the
to do that.
current one we want to add is a blank slate state. So that would probably be the first one we'll go with. Whether
You can
it's
make your own
a beach or like a forest or things like that, we want to first give you the tools to make that. And then if we have time, we'll probably explore like if we author those environments for you. But we think it's more compelling if you author the environments than if we author them.
Eventually save it, and then everyone can have that beach.
I have some questions for you. Just ask
Yeah.
a different question.
All right, let's go to Juju Plays here.
Okay. So I have 4 questions, but they're really quick. Is that okay?
Can we keep it to 2?
Yes, no. All right.
Okay, I can keep it 2. I can keep it 2.
All right.
Okay, so the first one is a suggestion. So when I was first off, I love the pirate game that you love. I love the mechanics and stuff. I was thinking for an idea that for the boss, you should make him like a giant pirate who's a skeleton, and his name is Davy Bones.
Davy Bones.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Davy Bones. All right, Juju suggests Davy Bones is the boss.
That's not even a question. That was a suggestion.
Yeah,
what's
that's what
your
I said.
second question?
Okay,
Juju
second one.
Plays?
Make it so.
Are you guys like? I've been wondering this for a long time. Do you guys think you can plan on making like Rec Room its own mobile app? Because I know people will probably use that the most.
Juju's asking if we're gonna make a mobile app for Rec Room.
I have things I want to happen. I don't know if they'll happen.
You mean like for experiencing the same world, like VR?
Yeah,
space?
no. Well, it's like more of a social thing. Like you can like say that you're on the app and you can see your friends online. You want to chat with them on the phone.
So right
But
now
you're on the VR.
Companion
we're putting a
app.
lot of that.
Companion app.
Companion app. So we're doing RecNet right
Yeah.
now. So we're putting a lot of that kind of stuff that would be in an app into RecNet. And then I can imagine in the future sometime that once we get RecNet under control and exciting and full of awesome stuff, then we can build an app version of that.
So I just want something I want, one of those things that I really want to happen. It
Yeah.
could be years out, but I want to be able to record me in Rec Room and then have my friend be able to
That
see it
surprises
on
me.
like AR, like on their desk, like using the app. I'm like, hey, what's up?
Oh.
Like,
Minifigs
really cool.
IRL.
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, I like it.
That'd be cool.
I think just as a general company philosophy, the friendships that you guys form and the community that you build is the most important thing to us. So an app like that as a way to strengthen your friendships in the community,
Makes sense.
like
yeah.
it's really, really important.
You're here. All right, next question. Captain Dave, what do you got for us?
That's a nice answer.
That white whale took both my legs. No, anyway, earlier when we were talking about whiteboards and stuff, one of the biggest things I have a problem with is when typing on the, or not typing, but we're trying to write on the post-its and the whiteboards, it's really difficult. It'd be really cool if we could get like a message thing where we do edit and just type and have nice paragraphs.
Captain Dave is asking if you can type for the
Like
whiteboards.
on a poster or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you rather have a whiteboard with typed stuff out onto it, or something like a banner where you can type out characters in a larger format?
And then put it.
I
on
would say
anything.
both.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with both too.
You
Yeah.
can't say both. You can only say one.
What if it's a computer with a printer?
Type out a Q and an A and use the maker pen to resize it, and we're good.
There you
So
go.
like, yeah, it'd be a good example for this. Like, would you rather have something that you can type out for labeling, or small format, or large format? Is basically
Like a
what it is.
computer with
small.
a printer.
Yeah. There you go.
Kind of, yeah.
Type out a message and then hit print, and then you can stick it on stuff. That's fun.
I want to be able
Scale it with the
to
maker
play
pen. Good
VR
idea.
There
in
you go.
VR
And then you can just
with
scale
the
it.
computer.
Yeah, computer and VR.
All right, let's get a hand
Scale it
from
with the
someone who
maker pen,
hasn't
Terrence.
someone who
that's
hasn't
why
answered
they
that
call
one
them-
before.
That's why they call them dot matrix.
First question of the night. We got a bunch of people pointing over at Sparky in the corner. Let's do Sparky in the corner.
I got 2 questions, but someone's already asked this question, then I won't ask it.
All right.
Has anyone asked for a ranged weapon for the new quest?
Yes.
Ranged weapon for the new quest. Yes. What did we say
Did they-
about will there be ranged weapons for the new quest?
Yeah.
The pirates are very plucky, and they will use anything they can get their hands on, or just
including firearms.
Alright, well, then to debunk that, then I have one question about the actual marker pin for the boards, and then one
Okay.
about the flying option, about only if host can fly, and then for the marker pin itself, if you can look at one little marker pin for the whiteboard, look at it and change the individual color without having to pull all the colors out of the sandbox machine.
Okay. So Sparky's asking if flying is a host-only thing, and the answer is yes. It's mostly what we're doing for flying is a better way to help you guys build stuff. And then have we thought about doing a marker where you can kind of look at it and change colors on the fly? Anyone have thoughts on that? I can see that being something you can edit with the pen, maybe the maker pen into the marker, and you can change the colors of it. I could see that happening.
Sure, why not? Why not?
The problem with allow everyone to fly is because most of my maps are made on the performance hall, and I continue to have people fly onto the stage, and they can hover right over it and won't get kicked off of it, and they just scream into the mic. Accessibility.
So that should be fixed now, right?
That should be fixed. Yeah.
Oh, they fixed it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If that's still happening now, let us know.
Let's turn it on and test it in here.
Oh, you're funny.
This guy.
All right, Ludia, what do you got?
So why can't we save images to our PC anymore? You can, right?
Why can't we save images to the PC anymore? Ludia is asking.
I don't think we can, T-Money.
We cannot right now. So
you have to go through RecNet.
Yeah. So right now, you can upload photos to RecNet, and then from RecNet, you can save those photos to your PC.
Can PS4 users do that? I know that you can't export it directly to the PS4, but can you export it to RecNet through the? Because my PS4 doesn't have anything with the camera or the GIF thing or anything.
On PS4, you should be able to go to your profile on your watch, pull out a camera, take a photo, and then hit share, and then that photo will go to RecNet, and then from there you can do whatever you want with it.
Okay. Is there a way to use the other camera things because you can't?
Like the video camera and the GIF camera?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Okay.
We're working on it though. It's on our list.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while though because it's mainly a PlayStation thing that we cannot get around. So we're trying to work with Sony to see if we could
do things.
I would just want
do things.
Not to export to the PS4, but just to export to RecNet. That way you don't have to deal with Sony.
You still have to record on the PS4. That's the main issue.
Okay.
Yeah. We're still trying to get around it, but we really want to do it. And for the saving photos directly to the PC, we're not sure we're bringing that back, but we're definitely going to implement more tools to manage your photos on RecNet. But we kind of want to unify that through RecNet because of reasons like the PS4, where they can't save them directly to the PS4, or it's a pain to get it out and things like that.
All right, Mama Monkey, what do you got for us?
Mother Monkey.
I just wanted to say Grimy Zebra's been waiting very patiently for half an hour with his hand up.
All right, redirect to Grimy Zebra.
Nice.
So something that you've probably been asked before about the in Quest you can teleport into walls. Is that going to be patched?
Grimy Zebra's asking about teleporting into walls in Quest. John?
Yeah, that sort of does
They patched it pretty good in the Pirate.
Is this in all quests or a particular one?
All of them.
Yeah, so we did a first pass at it. It is far from perfect, as I'm sure you've found that there are places you can get through. We basically consider it never finished, and we will update it if it's important in certain places. If there's a particular place where it's really detracting from your experience, let us know and we'll take it into account.
Okay.
But in general, phasing through walls and getting outside of the world isn't part of the Rec Room experience.
Someone who hasn't asked a question before. Let's go to Discord. Notorious, what do you got?
So I got a question from. Oops, I went onto the wrong tab, and I got a. All right, I got a question from mashed potatoes. He's wondering if there are any plans to potentially phase out certain activities. The one he mentioned specifically was paddleball, which is really mostly played during the tutorial and isn't too popular elsewhere.
Okay. But so do I. Mashed potatoes, I believe, from Discord is asking if we have any plans to phase out activities, for example, paddleball.
So
John?
this is one that this has come up for us even way back in the early days when we only had 4 activities. Where we are currently is that we will keep them around unless there's a bandwidth or person power reason that we can't keep them up to a quality level that's playable. Surely, just by building a bunch of different activities, some will be way more popular than others, but everything that we have out there somebody loves, and as long as it's not taking away from the experience, we plan to keep them around.
All right. New people. People
like you guys are going to be building a whole bunch of brand new activities of varying qualities, from better than anything we've done to maybe not that interesting. whatever system we build to enable you as a community to surface what's great, we would hope that is kind of what we're modeling out today.
Exactly. How about you, Spartan 777?
I got a question. If you are,
that's a lot of people.
If you're able to, instead of teleport, like maybe build in like a walk system for us with like sticks or something.
All right, Spartan's asking if we're gonna have potentially, instead of teleporting, some way to walk.
Gribbly had to take off, but right before he left, he's usually the one. I know he wants to try a bunch of stuff with locomotion and different types of movement. Current plans are he wants to try lots of stuff, and like we all are open to trying new things, but today it's just teleporting, and then for creators, we're enabling people to fly so they can create more comprehensive and do bigger things without hacking.
So definitely a lot more experiments coming.
Yeah. So flying is the first piece of that puzzle, and just raising your hands, how many people got sick from flying?
Very. I've flied before.
No, tried it.
Very.
None at all.
Okay.
No, I'm used to it.
Depends on the map.
Nobody ever
Depends on
got
the
sick
map.
ever.
Fly
from
straight
VR.
up and then straight down. See how you feel.
I never get
flying.
sick.
Please don't ask
Nope.
me that line.
Let's turn it on and test everybody.
Come back to a room full of vomit.
Don't change the teleport. I don't get sick with this one.
Yeah, there's certainly no plans to get rid of teleport anytime soon. The plans right now are experimenting with new ways to move around. That'll mostly be in custom rooms in the short term. Maybe I'll get outside of that in the longer term. We'll see what happens. All right, who hasn't asked a question yet? Andrew, I don't think you've asked anything.
I was curious if you guys have any plans to expand Rec Room into Oculus Go when it comes out, because I can imagine a lot of people are probably going to be on there, like a lightweight version.
All right, Andrew's asking if we have any plans to expand Rec Room onto Oculus Go.
So one thing, kind of down to our company DNA, from the very beginning, we said, let's pick a visual style that we will have an easier time rather than a harder time to scale to platforms that become cheaper, wireless, battery powered. So before we even knew what Oculus Go was, we said as a company, let's build something that when these amazing magical devices come out that people can buy and play without wires, that we have a plan to get on it. So
Google Cardboard when?
We'd love to.
Look, if you don't want your hands, that's fine.
They just be pointers in there, unfortunately, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the only problem with the Go is that it doesn't have 6-off controllers,
Right.
Which is something we've we've kept as like essential for experiencing VR.
At least, yeah.
So we're definitely thinking about the lower powered devices, but we usually want a 6DoF controller, at least one. But maybe.
Yeah.
Bet you want to do this?
All right, somebody over here. Love Dude.
Yes, I have a perfect idea for a new quest. A paintball quest.
Nice.
Oh.
Love Dude is suggesting we do a paintball quest. Love Dude, what would that be like? What would make it a paintball quest?
It could be like a huge, let's just say a huge fortress, and they hide something secret, and 4 players are like agents. They have to they get that thing, but they're like robots, or well, not robots, but something that relates to paintball.
Secret Agent Paintball Quest is the suggestion.
I love it.
Yeah.
Each round gets harder and harder and harder.
Maybe you'll
be night
vision.
A round-based.
Ooh, yeah.
Quest ideas. I gotta go.
Yeah, VotaVader suggesting that maybe you'll get to make it as a custom room. All right, someone who hasn't asked a question yet. Harry, have you asked a question yet?
I haven't asked a question, but I've added on to other people's questions.
All right, go ahead. Ask your own question.
Mine was pretty simple. I'm confused what this thing is.
That's a finger? It's a finger.
But like, what do I use it for? What can I do with it? Because other people don't see it. They just see like a clear thing.
Play dolls.
Me too, yeah.
No,
if you do this, it does this.
Yeah, but
make it do push
see it.
There's no hands on that.
I call it
take
that's
funny
a good
pictures.
question.
Make it do push.
Does anyone have a good answer? Oh, sorry. So John Man is asking, what is the Minitar for? The little version of you that lives in your watch? Go ahead,
I
Timo.
literally used it today to see what I was wearing when I was not in my dorm room.
I do
So
that too.
that's one reason.
But
they're adorable. I mean, look at me. You can't. We need to fix that, actually.
But I can't get a doll of anyone else. I mean, I can only get it of myself.
Oh, you can get one.
You can get one.
You go to your friend.
Sometimes
Just
I
grab your
like to-
friend.
Sometimes I just like to cradle myself.
Yeah.
In my own hands. So that's really.
I make
the main
myself
reason we have
exercise.
That's
It's
not
clear.
PG-13.
How come you can't see other people's?
How do you
Yeah,
know
that's
that
kinda-
you're not? How do you know that you're not enormous and that's not the normal size?
Yeah, maybe. So I do like the idea that maybe for friends, because at first you did it for like moderation reasons, like to not be able to see other people's little guys.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like maybe only friends can see them or something. Maybe we can work
I
on
don't
that.
know. I was just
performance
confused, like, what
reasons.
the actual, like,
True,
yeah, and
true.
I figured that, but I just didn't know, like, if there was any practicality other than just saying, hey, I'm wearing a shirt and I'm bald. Like, hey.
It looks
I use it as a fun mirror.
Yeah.
To be honest, it was one of those
It's
things
all
where we
fit
went.
Hang on one sec. My lady's talking. Brother.
In one of my rooms, it's called Islands. And all my islands, everything can fit in the palm of your hand, and you can use your little person and actually play on the island. And everybody absolutely loves that. Like, they have so much fun in that room.
I got
Yeah, my lady
right here
uses
in my
them as
hand.
toys in one of our custom rooms.
Can we make it so they can stand up?
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I want to go there.
You can.
Stand up if you have a flat.
Can I get your
the-
put it
yeah,
put on
yeah,
his
yeah,
butt?
stand
Yeah,
up,
what's your
stand
room
up,
name, for
for
example?
It's
Islands.
called Islands. It's not public yet. I can publicize it easily.
In one of the rooms that we've made for it, we've used them as D&D characters for our person.
I like
Oh,
the
that's
idea
nice.
in this. This
Yeah,
is
can
great.
we make
Like,
it
the
like
dice
a way where you can
and-
like hold it in place
See
like
them?
a camera, like the tripod mode? Like,
Or
where you
even
can,
like
you know,
just sit it down.
see what
Yeah,
they
and
play.
see other people's. Yeah. I think that would be good for creating things.
Yeah, we
Even if
have
you
we
don't
have some.
It's a
You
good
make
idea,
'em do
even if you don't
push-ups
have
as
like
well.
even if you don't have
Make
the
'em do
hands or the
push-ups.
head or any like the movement, just at least see something other than like clear nothingness. You know.
Sure. Yeah, we have a bunch of
Like-
board game players here, so it's definitely something we talk about is using them as D&D or using them as board game miniatures. Let's get a question from Discord.
So I got a question for Discord
Yeah.
real quick. I have a small potential suggestion to help this Q&A a little bit. A lot of people
Sure.
have already asked a question, and there's tons of people trying to get in. So potentially asking for volunteers to pop out so more people can get here.
And there, you can watch the
Question mark?
stream too. So
You can watch the stream, but there are people who want to be here.
That's what I mean. No, that's what I mean. Like,
Yeah,
the people who are
that'd be
here
great.
can,
That's
watch this
that's up to you guys though. If anyone wants to volunteer to leave to let someone else in, that would be appreciated.
There is a stream going up. Twitch.tv/TheNotoriousRPG. You can watch it. You don't have to be here. So.
What time is it, anyways?
It is. We've got like 7 minutes left, something like that.
But
Oh, damn.
I got a question from Discord as well.
Okay,
Another
Discord, go
question
ahead.
from Audio, also known as Stat Voice Guy. We're wondering if there are any plans in the works for a superhero type quest now that flying is a reality.
So the question from Discord is, now that we have flying, should we do superhero quest? John?
You can moderate the flying for the speed and everything.
Depends on the flying. Open yet, but I can open.
Yeah, you can do that.
Maybe like a limited time of
Even in certain scenes, you just make certain scenes.
All right, hang on.
fly. That
Let's
would make it
let's
understandable.
let's see if John has any thoughts on that.
I'm just more interested to see where they go with the superhero idea.
Great. Okay, let's let them
I
go.
like that. That sounds fun.
That sounds awesome.
What's the name?
Imagine like being able to smash through a wall.
Oh yeah.
What are some Rec Room superheroes?
Or you jump in midair like the Hulk.
Well, Team Money.
Bucket
Man,
our hero.
Bucket Man. I like it. It's a Bucket
Man. Yeah.
Bucket Man.
Or you shoot lasers from your hands.
Great question, definitely.
Yeah,
Laser hands. I like that.
You can
I mean,
still
we're
do
all
the
floating
snowballs.
right now.
You can with the snowballs.
What? What's up?
Mini Tar. It could be like an Ant-Man kind of thing.
Oh, a mini tar could be a Minotaur.
I got
Okay, Mini Tar is a Minotaur.
Amiibo, you made
There
it.
you go. I got
It's over in like 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Let's let them ask a question.
All right. New question? Someone who hasn't asked the question. Sparky, you've asked the question already.
Yeah, I know. That's why I put my
Someone who
head
hasn't asked the question. All right, Crits. Crits PvP. What do you got?
I'm sure you guys noticed that the Battle Royale game genre has gotten very popular. So are you guys thinking about adding a game mode?
I was just talking about it today.
Yeah, Crits is asking if we're gonna add something in the Battle Royale game genre. So there's Battle Royale. There's PUBG. Might we add something like that?
So I thought
Like
of
a
way you could
free-for-all.
make it on your own if logic boxes work when they work rather. Not
You might have to fix that.
I was thinking you could make like a.
Hey, you're in.
I don't know. Have like
Hello.
some goals that are like moving slowly and like switching you in, and then you just have regular paintball rules after that. I don't know. It'd be neat.
All right, T-Money's basically saying like when we get some more things for custom rooms like logic boxes, that might be an easy game mode for you guys to make. John, have you thought about making any stuff on your end? PUBG like stuff?
It's really fun stuff. It's not in the immediate plans, but I certainly have fun playing those games.
That could just be like a laser tag mode or something in like a large map or I don't know. Anyways, I don't have to do the work to do that, so.
Somebody's gonna make it for you.
So yeah, I'll do it. Yeah.
All right, new question from a new person. Skylar, you haven't asked anything yet.
Will the game always be free? And if not, will the people who are already on have to pay or not?
Skylar's asking if the game will always be free, and if not, will the people who are already here have to pay?
Wait, you guys are paying for this?
So there will always be a free tier, as I understand it. There will always be a free tier for the game. We still have not started experimenting with monetization options, but the free tier is always going to be like a huge part of Rec Room. And we're definitely not going to throw out all the people that have helped us build this community. It's like
Actually, no, give me $5 each of you, or else you have to go. just me, only me $5.
Oh.
That's why you're Team Money.
That's right.
All right, we have time for a few more questions. Ambio, I don't think you've asked anything yet.
No, I haven't. Will there be a quest that's in the modern time, like in like 2000 whatever, and not like in the medieval times?
Okay, Ambio's asking if we would do a modern time themed quest.
I mean, I think Jumbotron's
more modern
in the
than
2000s,
Jumbotron.
just late modern.
Yeah.
Way before the
It's
iPhone 12.
It's It's 1987 right now, so Jumbotron is in the mystical time of 2012.
Wow. Super future.
Really?
2080.
I can tell that like 2012 was exactly like
1995.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that's why they're using cardboard.
Perfect, right there.
Mm-hmm.
And those
That's why they're using cardboard
Back to the
instead of
Future.
actual like.
We also heard a suggestion earlier for a spy-themed quest. I imagine that could be
Ooh,
themed
that
to
would-
one.
Oh,
or
that
the
sounds
other.
fun.
I like that.
Grappling hooks or
Definitely,
something.
definitely.
That
I
should be
like
solo
the,
though.
I like the
Something that
mechanics
involves
with
stealth.
skeletons. The skeletons, how you have to trigger them by getting in their eyesight. I like that mechanic, and you could probably expand on that in the future with something else.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Some kind of sneaking. Yeah.
That would be great.
All right.
I was thought
Anyone
if
not
you
ask
could
a question
find a
yet
way
that wants
to
to ask a question?
Get through a room without
I think
triggering
Gerby, did you ask anything yet?
Mm.
Sorry, John. What were you saying? I cut you off. John and then
Just following
Gerby.
up for Harry. I think it'd be neat to get through an entire quest without triggering a guy.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Definitely,
Their color vision
definitely.
there was
Yeah.
gotta be obvious.
Yeah, but what's the fun in that?
That's true.
That's true.
Hey, some people
Well, you
like
could
that.
come up and like.
Stuff like they're pretty good. I like them.
Oh yeah, get like one of those like you have to do the entire quest with a knife. And you have to sneak up from behind and just go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that would be nice. I like that idea.
All right, let's give Gerby the floor.
So I don't know if you see on the Reddit, we've all been complaining about the swords being completely broken. Is that something that you guys are aware of?
They fixed that in this patch.
Are you saying the sword is broken?
So I went in and played quickly. It seemed like the sword was only doing like 1 damage, where normally they were doing 2 damage previously.
Okay, Gerby's asking. It seems like the sword is doing not as much damage as it used to.
Yeah,
Is that something that we're looking at?
Yeah,
I went in and did golden trophy, if that matters.
Oh, golden trophy. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that.
So-
Yeah.
So the sword was another one that, as we built Pirate Quest, we had to shuffle a bunch of the way the melee system works. And our intent was to keep Golden Trophy feeling just how it does. But surely it doesn't feel exactly how it is. So we went back and tried to recapture some of that feel. But if it doesn't feel back how you would expect, send us a little more detailed notes or describe to us. I tried it myself, and I think we were able to recapture when you swing fast, you get a full hit that can kill a goblin in one swing. Are you saying you can't kill a goblin?
Yeah, it
in
was
one
not
swing?
doing that for me at all. I could not kill him in 1 swing at all.
Okay.
I don't know.
If you can't get it to happen, that's definitely a bug.
What platform are you on?
I'm on Vive.
Oh, okay.
Are you seeing them? Are you seeing them get hit but just not take full damage, or does it look
Yeah,
like they're
like
getting
I'm hitting
displaced
them. They're getting knocked back, but they're not dying in a single hit. Like normally they would die in 1 hit.
Yeah, they die in
Okay.
Are you
Yeah,
doing
it should
one
take-
full complete swing, or are you doing like a waggle swing?
Doing like a quick swing. I'm not doing like using what.
Yeah, I like just like whipping my hands around. I like getting into
Yeah.
it and like
Okay.
being all
I'm
fancy.
sure,
Like
yeah, I'm sure you tried to do like a, if, you know.
Yeah.
if I was
Well,
having
sorry,
trouble.
it definitely sucks to have something you like change out from under you. All we can do is ask for your patience while we build this next quest, and I bet we get back to
Hey.
restoring.
I guess
to
it was like a
form.
mid build that we're in right now before you guys got the final one. That's fine, too.
BeeBoz. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh god.
All right, we've got time for one last question from someone who has not asked a question yet.
Oh,
So if you've
okay.
already asked a question, put your hand down. If you already asked a question, Death Bunny, what's your question?
No, Thanos.
I was wondering, are you ever going to enable sandbox mode for the quest so we can, not necessarily with prizes or anything, but just so we can muck about with the other weapons and kill the orcs?
Okay.
Can there be mucking about?
All right, so Death Bunny is asking if we're ever going to open up the quest rooms to the custom rooms and let players create things in there. Love your custom rooms, by the way, Death Bunny. Cool stuff.
Yes.
I would love to see that. I think we'll get to there eventually.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, guys.
No, it's in the plans. Yeah. There's just a whole bunch of like custom stuff that just wouldn't work right now, but we definitely want to enable it.
Yeah, I think
All
we'll
right.
definitely get there. It's just right now the quest rooms are like a spider web of a bunch of quest stuff that is not very useful in a custom setting. So we'll have to optimize it and figure out a way to deliver it to you.
He didn't go. He just joined.
I just
But
hit
it is
my
definitely
hand
in
on
our
a
goal.
fan. Oh,
Now
All
I'm.
right, everybody. That's all the time we have.
I had one major
Thank you for coming out.
A whole hour and a
Yo,
half.
T-Money, let me get a
Thanks for being
picture.
awesome
Yo,
to each
T-Money,
other.
let me get a picture.
Oh, I've already got my 20 pictures.
Come on, T-Money, let me get a picture.
Wait,
Come on.
B,
You're my
B,
favorite.
I
You're my
have,
favorite.
I have one more important question.
What did I do?
T-Money,
I have a really
please.
No, I don't have a camera.
B, I have one more important question. Is that okay?
For coming, guys.
T-Money, you're my favorite, please.
I'm
Yes.
gonna leave if you
yes.
want to grab one of us
why me?
individually
T-Money.
afterwards and ask questions. You can do that.
I'm so
Why am I
Yeah.
I have T-Money.
Over here. Over here. Over here.
And I got a high
I
five.
applaud you.
Hold up, let me.
Nobody
here that's cool.
Why am I
Oh no, I got teleported away.
They cut us off with questions.
Do you know who built
Yeah,
the,
yeah, T-Money, you're my favorite.
Yeah.
Just
Why
like
is that? Why? I don't understand.
I don't know, you're just the coolest. So like, I'm not saying these guys are bad,
Who does
but
the...
wait, Cloud's second favorite though. Cloud's my second favorite.
Oh,
You're the fake. Wait,
Tony,
you
wait.
control because you have the
who
most
controls?
expensive shirt.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you know the
guy. He got something too.
All right. So you know the people like the groups like BMG and RE.
Yeah.
Do you know what you're gonna do with those types of groups?
What would you I mean? Like a lot of
Maybe
BMG
like a
people I'm
group
seeing right
member
here.
section.
Yeah, like we have someone like we make a group and then we have someone be the leader of it, so we don't have to always like bump our hands together all the time.
Like pre-made groups that you're just sort of
Yeah,
in.
already pre-made.
Okay. I think that's a good suggestion. We could look at that.
Hey, can I have a picture of all the devs? I want to take a picture of every.
Hold on,
T-Money.
I think. What's up?
I'm gonna miss
Hi,
you.
my name's Depression. You're watching
I
my
miss you
life
too.
crumble into pieces.
Thanks, Dad.
Okay, so...
I think.
Crumbling death march.
I think we're gonna make actual real life T-shirts like that you can buy, like that look like this. And we're
A T-Money,
Really?
a T-Money
Oh my
shirt.
gosh, I will definitely
Yes,
get merch to buy.
what's up? What's up?
I'm
What's up?
depressed.
Can I get one for free? Can I get one for free?
Chat and in chat.
Will there be muskets in the new
You can use more mods and
Will there be
use more
muskets?
mods and you can use like coding and
Oh no!
make your
Oh my
rooms.
god!
Will Rec Room move more in that direction?
But thank you all guys for coming out. I appreciate it. Good to see
Hey,
you, everybody.
Notorious.
We'll see you
I have
soon.
a
I'll see
question.
you
I have a
around.
question. I have a question.
Hour and a half of my life.
I have a question. So do you think you could ever make like a quest where you
I
can
don't know.
choose what you want to do, like
I have a
big
question.
giant quest, and you can choose? I'm trying to get a picture of one of the devs. Yeah,
I made
like a
it
pimp
finally.
pistol. Will there be one?
Find my
I'm in now.
No, I can't hear. Hang on. I can't hear everybody.
Guys, quiet down.
I can't hear everybody. I actually.
I'm a bit curious. The smooth. Hey, smooth rotate. It makes like a narrow tunnel view. Like
I think you can turn that off in your menu.
I didn't. I was just.
Yeah, well,
wondering how
that
to do
prevents
I'm sorry,
motion
that's a
sickness.
stupid question.
Hey, so T-Money, where's your
Yeah, if
PayPal
you turn
account so I
off,
can give you that $5?
I want to say ocean teleport, that should go away.
Get out of here!
No!
Thanos, can I talk? Can I talk? Thanos. Thanos.
You have to see.
Why do I have to come in?
Sorry, I haven't pushed the top phone because I was creating an echo.
Alright, who's left? We got
Let's see some of it. John over there. BeeBoz.
We're trying all kinds of weapons in the
Everyone get on your knees. Everyone get on your knees. Everyone get on your knees.
Oh no, he's going too, guys. He's going too.
Thanos, can I talk? Hell no.
I'm trying to talk to you too.
An hour and a half of life.
Hey, thanks for streaming.
John, are you gonna look at me for a second? I'm
Thank
gonna use
you.
your phone camera.
Life, John.
If I can find your name. Oh, goodness.
Okay, I just want to ask, which devs
I see.
designed the
I
weapon
probably would have.
durability for the new quest?
I wouldn't have
Guys,
just swing like you're still in the party.
Use yours
Because
because you're right here. Alright.
Oh,
And then look at
because
me.
And
I
what?
saw that there was a frying pan in
I'm
there.
gonna
Is
use
that
you to
PUBG
thank my
reference
audience.
to to the melee pipe. Yeah.
I love that.
Oh yeah,
Thanks everybody for watching.
When you play
this is
through
Notorious
the level,
RPG.
that's only on
Finishing up the Q&A stream. If you liked what you see, subscribe,
Yeah.
hit the thumbs up. Really bad self-promotion, but I could really use it. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Twitch. I'm on YouTube. Links are going to be going up on the right.
I have no idea what's going on. I'm so confused.
You know.
Yeah, everyone's super loud.
The YouTube links are going up on
This is a Q&A for people who made the game,
soon.
like the devs,
So keep an eye out on that and on Reddit.
want to get in the photo, John.
The half of them already left.
Do you have a mic?
Are you a level
You
designer?
mean?
Yeah.
Only 40 people.
Keeping it safe.
I had a question for the Wild West theme.
Okay.
Yeah.